Hello and welcome to another episode of WMT Reviews. I am Wise Man Danowski, and today is it's not the final part, it's the final part for now of our 8-part Kai Play Art series. And we're finishing off with the final figure that I've picked up. Man of Steel, Superman, or Kal-El. Fluff out of the way, Superman is one of the most instantly recognisable superheroes in popular culture. He's the last son of Krypton, a doomed planet that blew up, and he was sent away. He landed on Earth and found that Earth's environmental conditions greatly amplified his strength, his speed, his vision, as a result of the Earth's yellow sun. And what we have here is the Man of Steel portrayal, which threw aside the spandex and the dodgy flying scenes for a more realistic and gritty Superman, for a more realistic and gritty age. And I'll go right ahead and say this isn't my favourite figure from Kai Play Arts. It's better than the New 52 Superman that they've recently just released. It's better than that by a million miles. But then, somewhere in this room, I've got a 4-inch figure of the Black Knight from Monty Python, and that's better than most of what Kai Play Arts is coming out with at the moment. Their new DC line. Back to the figure. You'll see here, he is moulded in his Kryptonian uniform, which is a much more realistic and less spandecky version of the Superman suit. The crest of the House of El on his chest, which means hope. And, around the back he's got some beautiful detail work on the cape which does not possess any posability, unlike the Batman cape. And one thing I really want to talk about on this figure is the face. There's something very wrong with that face. I don't know what it is, but there's something very wrong with this face. Now, I'm not going to deny that what I can see as being the original mould for this face looks very much like the new Superman. I think it's got to be the paint, the way they've painted it, that's made it come out. The eyes are too dark. It's a bit too defined on this side of his face. It's too dark. His face is too dark, I think. It looks like he's been through the wars already. I've read a review online that said that the dark patches around his eyes are meant to represent what happens to his face when he's about to fire his heat vision. But his eyes, have a look in here, his eyes aren't red. I'm pretty sure his eyes go red before his face gets scalded when he's about to fire his heat vision. Posability wise, you have the ball joint at the top and bottom of the neck, 2 joints in the shoulders, in and out and round and round, joints in the elbows, ball joints in the wrists, 2 joints in the hip, 2 joints at the top and the bottom of the knee, and the ball joint in the heel. As I said, there's no posability in the cape. It has got this bit here which lifts up for some reason. Don't really know why, but whatever. And I like the colour scheme on this figure, I really do. I like the blue that they've used and the red that they've used. It's very nice. It's a very nice looking figure, and it does look good just standing on the shelf. Now, Superman is supplied with 2 rather large spare hands. I mean, these are big hands. I mean, you could easily mix these hands up with the hands that come with Bane. I mean, look at this. His hand is a face hugger. And obviously these hands are interchangeable with the hands on his wrist. So you can have both hands being fists, you can have both hands being open, whatever you want to go for in your Superman display. I like to have him posed like this, which is the pose that they showed on the box which I thought looked really cool. So that's how I pose him. Now, it's not by any stretch of the imagination the best figure in this series, but it's not a bad figure. To say that it's not as good as other Kai Play Arts figures is still saying that it is a million times better than most figures you'll ever come across. I mean, the general release figures for the Superman line were almost as bad as the figures that they released for Dark Knight Rises. You know, there was no posability in the knees, there's hardly any posability in the legs, there's minor posability in the arms. So it's still a fantastic figure of a very good Superman. And for that, I'm going to give it a very above average 7. Because while there's not a lot wrong with it, no, actually for the first time in my reviewing career, I'm going to change that, and I'm going to give it 7.5. I'm going to put it on par with the other decent Kai Play Arts figures. You know, it is a damn good figure. There's just this problem with the face. The face looks wrong. Yeah, okay, 7.5 on the Awesommeter for Man of Steel Superman. Pick him up if you like. I think retail price is about £60, like the rest of the series. And I've been Wiseman Tanofsky, and this was WMT Reviews. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.